Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Slays. Welcome on in. Happy Monday, my friends. I hope you're well. I hope you're chilling. But we're here live with another episode. This is episode 240 of the Music Mondays podcast, and I hope you all had a good weekend. Hope everything's well. Hope everything's Gucci. Just hopped out of the shower. Crazy weekend for the kid as usual. But we are chilling. So, you guys know the deal. Let's get right into it. Like I said, I'm your host, Sam Slays. This is episode 240 of the Music Mondays podcast. And we have quite the show for you guys this week, actually. Fantastic amount of submissions. Got some new guys, got some returning individuals, and the usual. So, we're going to kick off with the weekly recap. And then we're going to talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. We're going to talk recruiting. We're going to talk SoundCloud exclusives. We'll talk Battle of the Beats week 2, which is actually pretty huge. That'll be a big week for us. And then we'll dive into some reactions and reviews. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start off with some weekly recap, Jazz. So per usual, Music Mondays basic logo t-shirts are still available in stock right now. We have smalls, mediums, and larges. If you'd like to order one, $20 flat, including shipping. Definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. We have only a few of those left, so again, get them while they're hot, for sure. And then every Tuesday following the live show, we drop the previous night's episode on the Music Mondays Patreon for anybody to kind of dive into, right? So if you're looking to record the show, you want to download the show, you want to do anything like that, the previous night show will be available on Patreon every single Tuesday night. We got Ghost in the chat. Let's get it, baby. I hope you're well. Welcome on in, Ghost. How we doing? Let's see here. So that's Tuesday, and of course, submissions open for every week's show every single Tuesday. So again, make sure you follow us on social media and stay up to date with everything that we do have going down at Music Mondays. So, let's see here. Heading into Wednesday. SoundCloud Sunday submissions open every single Wednesday, so again, make sure you follow us on social media and stay up to date with everything that we have going on over there. But again, SoundCloud Sunday submissions do open every single Wednesday. Then, of course, heading deeper into Wednesday, we do some audio podcast promo every single Wednesday, so usually Wednesdays are pretty stacked for us. Following Wednesday, heading into Thursday, episode 239 of the Music Mondays podcast is available on all audio platforms right now, wherever you listen to podcasts, right? So if you listen to podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or anything like that, that is available right now. And huge shout out to everybody that submitted and tuned in to episode 239. That is available everywhere. And then, of course, heading into Thursday a bit deeper, we did a recap of Battle of the Beats week 1 last week during episode 239. So if you missed that segment is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. And of course, make sure you go subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. We do upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. That was Thursday. Relatively stacked Thursday. Heading into Friday, we did some Patreon appreciation for September of 2024. So that is available right now on all of our social media. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And continuing on Friday, actually, we had a brand new interview with the homie Ghost by Ray Lowe, Music Monday staff writer. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. That is available right now. So again, we had a pretty stacked Friday, I won't lie. So new article, Patreon appreciation, all that good stuff is available right now. And of course, voting started for Battle of the Beats week 1. So again, make sure you follow us on socials to stay up to date because there's a lot happening right now at Music Mondays. Heading into Saturday, episode 239 of the Music Mondays podcast is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So again, if you prefer to go watch the show on YouTube, you want to go record it, you want to go download it, you want to go do anything with it, that is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So definitely go check that out, go show that some love. And again, huge shout out to everybody that submitted and tuned in to episode 239. Heading into Sunday, SoundCloud Sunday Volume 201 is available right now on the Music Monday SoundCloud. That was curated by me, and of course the cover art was done by me. We are heading into the 200s now when it comes down to SoundCloud Sunday, so that's pretty cool, man. That is pretty fucking cool, I won't lie. Definitely exciting, that's for sure, definitely exciting. But SoundCloud Sunday Volume 201 is available right now on the Music Monday SoundCloud, so definitely go check that out and go show out some love. And of course, submissions open every single Wednesday for SoundCloud Sunday, so make sure you follow us on social media to stay up to date. Okay, so that takes us into today, Monday. That's pretty much your weekly recap. Busy week at Music Mondays, but a pretty standard week. I will say that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that happened over the course of the last week or so here at Music Mondays. Now we're live with episode 240 of the Music Mondays podcast. So what's good? I hope you're well. Hope your week was good. Hope everything was good. But that's pretty much everything you missed over the last 7 days or so. Beat Battle Week 1 was a W. I agree, my friend. I agree, Ghost. I totally agree. Week 1 was definitely a little shaky, but also at the same time was very exciting. So I'm definitely excited to get into round 2 and semifinals, and then of course finals. So that'll be fun. But let's continue on. So, what's next? We're going to talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. So basically, Battle of the Beats Week 1 is over, and now we move on to Week 2. So that's pretty much the big thing here happening at Music Mondays. We're going to be dealing with Battle of the Beats for the foreseeable future for at least the next like 2 or so weeks, or yeah, I'd say about the next like 2 or so weeks. But that's going to take up a lot of our time when it comes down to Music Mondays content and things that we have going on here. So the next couple of weeks, again, you'll be updated here on the show, and you'll be updated via our social media and things like that. But Battle of the Beats 2025 commences, my friends. So that's one big thing that we have going on. And then, of course, your monthly and weekly content will be staying the same. So when it comes to articles, interviews, YouTube uploads, submissions, all that good stuff, that's all staying the same per usual. But again, Battle of the Beats 2025 is underway. So that's pretty much what we have stacked for you over the next couple weeks. And then, again, once Battle of the Beats 2025 kind of dies down a little bit and that event kind of closes out, we'll be having a new intro and a new kind of path into our next event, right? Whether that be Cyberfest or a new album, or I mean, again, it's getting towards the end of the year, right? So we have the Music Mondays Awards that we have to think about as well. So lots of stuff going down here at Music Mondays, but that's pretty much everything that you need to know over the course of the next couple weeks. And of course, I'll be updating you guys weekly here on the show. So that's pretty much everything that you need to know over the course of the next couple weeks. Let's get it, baby. So, we did weekly recap. We did what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. Let's talk recruiting. So, Music Mondays is recruiting. We are on the hunt for writers, journalists, curators, designers, short-form media people, long-form media people. If you want to go and help us out with some YouTube content or short-form content or any of the roles that I just mentioned, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email, because we are recruiting. We're definitely looking to fill out the staff team with at least I think like 2 or 3 more people. So again, send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email if any of those roles interest you. And again, like I said, per usual, we do have a updated Music Mondays staff role guide for 2025 available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, where I kind of break down each of the staff roles in a little bit more detail, right, in terms of your schedule, your content, and things like that. So if you're interested in the Music Mondays staff, definitely go check that out. Or again, send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. So, that was recruiting. Outside of that, we are on the hunt for SoundCloud exclusives. So again, if you have an unreleased SoundCloud track that you like to have hosted and promoted on the Music Monday SoundCloud for completely free, and of course across all of our social media, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. And again, we are only interested in unreleased material, so feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards, right? You want to go put it on distro, you want to go kind of go do a music video for it or anything like that, that's all good and fine. But again, we're only interested in unreleased material. So outside of that, same goes for YouTube as well. So again, if you have an unreleased music video, AMV, or edit, and maybe you even just want some audio hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email. Because again, we are looking for unreleased material for the Music Mondays YouTube channel for completely free. So again, send us a message, send us a DM, send us an email, and let us know if you'd like to be hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. Let's get it, baby. Alrighty. What else do we have to go through, my friends? All right. So, outside of exclusives, what else do we have to go through here, my friends? Let's see. So, we did recruiting, we did exclusives, we did weekly recap jazz, we did what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. Yeah, we actually plowed through content today, I won't lie. That was a good recap. So, I think one last thing that we do have to discuss is Battle of the Beats 2025 Week 2. So, semifinals are underway. Week 1 has finished. If you want to go take a look at the bracket, that is available on our social media right now. But just to give you guys a little bit of an update here on the show. So, where the bracket stands, it looks like Absono advances to the semifinals to go against Kale Plant, and then Ghost will advance to the semifinals to go against Pez. So the semifinals are going to be fucking crazy. But anybody who's participating in Battle of the Beats 2025, all of your materials will be sent out this week. I've probably already talked to you regardless, but again, I'll be in contact with all of you guys for your semifinals purposes and whatnot, right? So we'll be diving into that, but yeah, man, it's heating up. It's definitely fucking heating up. Semis, that's right, guys. Fucking semis. It's gonna be crazy. It's definitely gonna be crazy. But like I said, week 2 has commenced. So again, we are heading into the semifinals, and voting has closed for week 1. So of course, huge congrats to Ghost and the homie Absono for advancing. But we have semifinals on the way. So one thing when it comes down to everything like that, pretty much it'll be working the same way when it comes down to voting and, you know, how everybody gets their materials and things like that. So it'll work the same, but again, voting will be live Friday for semifinals, and then you'll be able to vote over the course of the weekend and whatnot. So that'll be the plan there. One thing I'll say, can you get the stems this time? We actually did not get any stems. No. Believe it or not, sourcing the loops was actually pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. So what we got is like, you know, pretty good to be honest with you. We just kind of have to work with what we have at the moment. So no stems available. No stems available for any of the loops. But again, that's why, you know, this competition kind of took so long, just because it was kind of a bitch to source out all these materials and loops and things like that, and actually get producers that wanted to be down for it, right? So we just kind of took what we got and ran with it. But again, for the future, Ghost, that is a great improvement. So for the next competition, we'll definitely keep that in mind, though. Huge shout out to you. I like that. But yeah, so week 2 will be commencing, and like I said, I'll be speaking to all the prods this week. You guys will get your materials. You'll be able to cook pretty much throughout the whole week, and then you'll have Friday to go live with all of your voting and instrumentals and things like that. So you guys know the dealio, man. That's pretty much it. Battle of the Beats week 2 semifinals commences. Let's get it. I'm excited. Excelente, my friends. Excelente. So, that's pretty much everything that we had to go through when it comes down to Battle of the Beats. You know, obviously the round 1 went relatively well, and then round 2 is going to be where it starts to heat up, I won't lie. Round 2 is definitely going to be pretty fucking crazy, so I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Makes it easier to make a beat. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, most prods should be able to, you know, utilize a loop, right? So that's kind of like, you know, that's kind of like the point of the challenge, you know what I mean? Like, if we give you all the materials, like, we're basically building the beat for you anyway, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like, you know, that's part of the idea. So that's also a very interesting aspect about it, for sure. Because, you know, most prods should be able to, you know, use a loop, right? So I think that's also a big part of it, for sure. But fair point. Yeah, well, that was one of the things that we had discussed anyway, right? Like, we didn't want to make it like too easy for everybody to kind of utilize the materials that we gave them, right? So that was kind of one of those things as to where it's like, if we did that, then we're kind of, you know, it's not really a challenge at that point. It's more so about, you know, who has more sauce. You know what I mean? But so you guys know the deal. We shall hop over to Twitter and let's get into it. So you guys know the dealio. But if you don't and you're new here, Tweets are always in the same format every single week, and they'll always read. Artists and creative submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on August 25th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/plays, which is here and now. So again, tweets are always in the same format, but the only thing that does change is the date. So again, make sure you're double checking the date. Make sure that you are submitting for a show that has not happened yet, right? And of course, if you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creation, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So, contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show. Obviously, from music to instrumentals to YouTube edits to videography, photography, music videos, literally anything you name it. So, if you're an independent underground creator and you feel like you deserve some spotlight here on the Music Mondays podcast, feel free to drop your links and portfolios below. And of course, we do have a 3-hour show limit just to make sure that the show is a little bit palatable to watch back, right? One could argue that a 3-hour show is still a little bit longer to watch back, but it's definitely not as long as our 5 and 6-hour shows that we used to do a couple of years ago. So that shit was pretty fucking crazy. But regardless, we do have a 3-hour show limit. Outside of that, submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter before you do submit. And again, submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following us on Twitter to not only help spread our message and grow our platform, but of course, you pay respect to everybody else that does wait for all of their submissions to be reacted to every single week here on the show. So that's the only thing I do ask is that you're following us on Twitter before you do submit. And of course, Patreon subscribers submissions are played first every single week here on the show. So if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, whether that be basic, advanced, or premium, you gain access to a whole bunch of really, really solid features. But one of the things that you do gain access to is the Music Mondays Fast Pass, which allows you for the duration that you're pledged to the Music Mondays Patreon, have all of your submissions played first every single week here on the show. So again, not only are you played at the height of viewership when the show starts, but of course, when people go and watch the show back, you're one of the first submissions that people do see. So kind of a win-win. Outside of that, I think the only thing that I do got to mention is that submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. So again, you have like 6.5 or so days to really kind of get your submissions in, right? But again, a good rule of thumb is that if the show is live, submissions are definitely closed. So again, make sure you submit before the show goes live. But you do have, about like 6 or so days to get your submissions in. So plenty of time. And again, submissions open every single Tuesday following the live show. So if you'd like to submit for episode 241 next week, make sure you follow us on social media and stay up to date. But outside of that, I think we are good to go. If you'd like any more information on the Music Mondays podcast when it comes down to how to submit, why we take submissions on Twitter, the lore of, the Music Mondays podcast or anything like that, that is available on our How to Submit to the Music Mondays podcast guide on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love if that's something that interests you, right? Let's see here. So that's pretty much everything major. And again, definitely go check out that video if you have any other questions about the Music Mondays podcast, my friends. But outside of that, let's see how many Patreons we do have tonight, and then we're gonna dive into the rest of the community submissions. So we're gonna kick it off with TDG. I'm down, and then we got Laveries, and then we got, let's see, and the homie Jordan coming down here with the Music Mondays exclusive. I'm excited. Okay. So, tonight we're kicking off with TDG, aka Tilda Grave, a very talented hip hop artist, came through with Gatekeeper official music video. Holy shit, a music video from TDG. I don't think we've gotten a music video ever, to be honest with you. Holy shit. Maybe like, oh yeah, we have. We've gotten like at least one or two. No, we definitely have. But the caption here. Music video with Trap House Charlie. First song on the Trap House by the Graveyard EP. Prod. Spooky mixed by me. Okay. I'm down. Yeah, no, it's been a while, yeah, because we haven't reacted to a TDG music video in quite some weeks, to be honest with you. I think it's been a little while. But this is uploaded on Trap House Charlie 2 weeks ago. This was us on the way to eat Kane's Chicken. Shout out the description. Got some love in the comments. Okay. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it. 720. Gatekeeper, TDG, Trap House Charlie. Let's go.
You've got to write them up. It's essential. Can't you get that through your thick skull? How the hell are we supposed to keep track of how many we got left?
was cool and chillin', smoking up in the cut. Looks like you ain't doing much. Call me Charlie, creeping in the cut. Cut you suckers off, now you feeling lost. Messed up with me once, don't even think about it twice. I was locked up in that red room, smoking till my lungs collapse on that BUD. Feeling like I'm screaming till them demons up inside of me. Put my pride aside, but I'll never let go of that nine. Pop it once, pop it twice. I'm on that sack, selling shit, finna break the bank. Just like a zombie, I pointed at your brain. Cock it back and let it bang. Now you looking like a sucker, man. Never be a witness, feeling like a misfit. Kill him with that kindness, but keep in mind I always keep one in the head. Cause you never know enough with all this shit. Where the bud at? Where the bud at? Break it down and roll it up. I don't give a motherfuck. F to the I to the E to the double O. You already know. 970 THC up in this bitch. TDG hit 'em with a kick. Bring it on, you fucking piss brains. Looking like the dead man.
Okay.
Dead. I got thick skin like needles can't stick in. What? I got thick skin like needles can't stick in. I got thick skin like needles can't stick in. Standing on business like accountants crunching digits. Going places I don't fit in. I'm going places I don't fit in. Wow, zip 'em, yeah, zip it. Silence cricket dead. Mortal Kombat, it is finished. Yeah, been back around and back. On the move like that. Don't know where
That's a
I'm
cool
at.
shot.
Just go off the path, which is where
That shot's
I need
cool.
to be exact. I'm cutting slack and tighten up my act. Head and shoulders stay intact. Damn, I am back in fact. I'm the type of guy to button. Speak my mind disruptive. Pardon the interruption. This abrupt obstruction. No more trust and love confused with lust. I was assuming that with you it would be different. Another one got me went the distance. Feelings missing. I'm the big shit with thick skin like needles can't stick in. I'm not missing bullseye precision. I'm on a mission. I'm always with it, so let's get it. Ain't one for one. I'm the one, like I always get it done. Why run? But damn, you should. I got a gun that'll bang like drums. Rumba dum
There's
dum.
Canes.
Rumba dum dum.
Little outdoor vibe too. Canes with the homies, man. Trap House by the Graveyard EP coming soon. I fuck with it, man. I fuck with it a lot. Like this is the first time in a while that I think TDG has really like, you know, branded themselves, so to speak, right? Like aesthetically, like especially with like the intro, the outro, promoting the EP, and then kind of having like the lead single be this, right? So I think this is a really, really good direction for TDG. I like this a lot. I definitely like this a lot. This is like where artists kind of like find their footing, right? And they start to like, you know, move into things that they're comfortable with. And, you know, I feel like TDG linking up with Trap House Charlie, probably a good play, you know, because it seems that they're both like really feeding off of each other in this video, which I really like a lot, you know, and that really like brings out a lot of creativity in artists, right? But let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the official music video for Gatekeeper. So, instrumental prod spooky, solid, really solid. Definitely, you know, a good choice outside of like regular TDG production. Definitely has that horror kind of like dark trap sort of vibe. So I feel like they definitely nailed that when it came down to that sort of sound, right? But the mix is solid. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately change when it comes to the instrumental mix. I like the sound selection. I like the structure. I think everything about the instrumental is really solid, to be honest with you. I feel like the instrumental is a very like a good talking point for this track. 100%. But instrumental mix solid. Let's talk instrumental Shining Star though. Now, this is kind of a loaded instrumental, I won't lie to you. You know, it definitely has a lot going on, but not in a bad way. Definitely not in a bad way. But I think the thing that stuck out the most is probably structure. I think structure probably played a big factor here, especially in like the switch up with TDG's verse and letting Trap House Charlie kind of have like the first half. I feel like the instrumental structure really really worked out for these two. So I'm gonna go structure, even though you probably could say like melodies or drums, but I'm gonna go structure here. Definitely structure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Definitely a solid mix as far as quality goes. Levels are fine. Nothing super clashy to overbearing. Drums definitely cut through nicely. Nothing I would like ultimately switch up here. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes down to vocals. I feel like these two sound really, really solid together. And I like, TDG's like normal mix, and then, kind of having like Trap House Charlie's vocals be, a little bit more ambitious, right? And, the way that their mix really shines and it kind of complements the whole track. So I feel like the vocal mix again is a really, really solid talking point, but definitely solid nonetheless. Definitely solid. So vocal mix there. Vocal shining star though. You could say writing and lyrics, I guess, but I think flow and cadence and delivery is probably gonna take the cake here for me. Especially with us having our first Trap House Charlie experience here with this song. I feel like flow and cadence and delivery from both of them definitely shine through. So I'm gonna go flow and cadence and delivery, definitely. Instrumental solid, definitely a structure, vocal solid, flow, cadence, delivery. Let's talk about the video here. So the official music video for Gatekeeper. Again, we don't get a lot of TDG music videos, so when we do get them, I like to really, really break them down, right? And this is one where I feel like they both fucking nailed it. I love the concept. I love the whole idea of it. This feels like a Saturday night with the boys kind of deal, except it's a little bit more serious, especially with like, the Gatekeeper sort of aesthetic here. So mixing it up with the driving sort of shots, right? And then you kind of have like the nighttime shots, and then it caps off with the Canes shot, right? So I feel like they really went above and beyond for this, to be honest with you. I really, really like how this came out. And then, kind of having the glitchy effects, almost like analog VHS, like throughout the whole music video. I think that was a good play because it helps take away from like some of like the still shots, right? Like some of the still shots like really shine now because of that analog sort of feel. You know what I mean? So I think that was a good play. And then I'd say, I don't know, man, shining star for this one. I really like the whole concept. I love the shots. I love the filming in the bed of the car. I don't know, man. There's quite a few things here that I think are the shining star, but I think I'm going to go with the concept here. The concept of just like doing the car video and mixing it with like a lot of the darker shots. I feel like this really really nailed the aesthetic for me. So I'm gonna go with the concept for sure. Definitely super well done. With that said, huge shout out to TDG. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to Trap House Charlie, man. I'm gonna go drop my sub over there on the Music Mondays account. They are now 3 subs away from 40, so go show them some love on the tube. And of course, make sure you go follow TDG on Twitter. They're only 3 followers away from 160, so make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all the good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. W music video, man. W music video. Huge shout out to TDG. That was great. That was absolutely great. So TDG was our first patron of the night. Our next patron of the night is the homie Laveries. Now, Laveries has been on a fucking hot streak in 2025 from all their recent projects, some loose singles. They're doing a whole bunch of remixes and covers. They're really kind of attacking their sort of content from all angles, right? And this week they submitted Espresso, Laveries Ghost, and Go Get a Check. Track 2 from the Pop Stars EP. No shit. So yeah, I remember track 1. Let's see. Track 1 was, I'm not sure. What was track 1? Was it the New Tats acoustic? Oh no, it was the Big Baby Gucci song. Yeah. Okay, Birds of a Feather. That's the one that I'm looking for. Okay. So this will be track 2. Okay. All right, I'm down. I'm down. Let's get into it. Laverius Ghost, go get a check espresso. Let's go.
Be so fucking crazy that
There must be Ghost Reduce. W tag.
What up, Red?
Let's get it, Ghost.
I be smoking on espresso, my bitch sipping on sativa. Ah, shit, I'm in on smoking on sativa while my bitch sip espresso. She gon' tell me I'm the go. Ooh, baby, you ain't
My
gonna
tag is
tell
turning
me.
iconic now.
Already fucking know, yeah. I'm steady chasing after dope. I want chicken, I want guac, bitch. I'm taking the whole loaf and I take the breadcrumbs with it. Nah, bitch, I don't want your digits. If the digits ain't in the millions, then I ain't gonna sign that shit. What the fuck, y'all tripping? I'ma stack my
Damn.
money up to the ceiling, but like the Weezy mixtapes, bitch, it ain't no ceilings. How I'm feeling, bitch, I'm feeling great. Every thug, that's a close case. Lil' shawty wanna see me later. I'ma take her to the room, make her go. I'ma take her to the room, make her go. Put her in position she ain't never done before. Yeah, I'ma take her to the room, make her go.
Yo, that
Whoa.
shit was hard as fuck.
Hell yeah, bro. You wanna hop on it?
Hell yeah. Say no more.
Oh,
Hell
God,
yeah.
hop on it. Straight loaded up.
It's already loaded up.
Hell yeah.
Say no more, bro. I'm on that hoe. Yeah. That feeling when it hit you, it get you blunt facing pistols. All I'm trying to be is me, been keeping it simple. All I wanna see is green when I'm running plays up. Fuck you mean I'm smoking leaning like I don't need say much. I'm just at your sip espresso, then get active. I be in her box snapping. Where the fuck is my attention? Huh? Guess I made her hit the door. Miss me when she adios. All
Wow.
my bitches broken hearts sound like Billie Eilish. I be speaking from the heart, caught up in that bad hair. I don't need a stylist. I just get up, get into the loaf, and then I'm skirting right behind it. I don't want my last chick, her cause I'm declining. I ain't even hiding. I be popping that hoping she find me. I go get a check, bitch. Don't forget the hyphen. Never. I think
Okay.
she cuter when she crying. Shaking that body like a lineman. Damn, staring at me like these lines, man. Tell her, go get a check, I know her hips ain't lying. Double shot espresso, I'm ready, I gotta get go. She watch me like I'm crazy, she love that I'm about to check though.
Oh my.
Been going hard for too long, still on my head though. Tell them we bout to cut and peel off just like we say so. Two young Latino brothers just running to the pesos. Brian, I got us when we on tour, flexing bankroll. Popping out at venues and I pop out with my bang bro. Psych bro, I'm just Josh and it's Jake, not Drake, case closed.
That was crazy.
Psych, bro, I'm just Josh and it's Jake, not Drake, case closed. I'ma take her to the room, make her go. I'ma take her to the room, make her go. Put her in position she ain't never done before, yeah. I'ma take her to the room, make her go.
Honestly, he went crazy. He really did. He really did. They both snapped on that, though. Well fucking done. Well done. I like that a lot. That was one of the more unique tracks that I think shows off Laverius' like raw like rap writing skill. You know what I mean? Definitely. Melody was sick. I agree. Drums was clean. Definitely. I know what to expect as I've never heard him before. Yeah, right. Of course. Yeah. Definitely. That was great. That was fucking fantastic. Man, so we've heard what, 2 tracks off of the Pop Stars EP. And so far, it's another level up, man. It's another fucking level up. Laverius is always gonna come with some fire. I agree. Yeah, let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about 3 things. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, I'm talking about the overall theme of Espresso. Instrumental, what an interesting choice from Laverius to pick this instrumental. And of course it has that like unique ghost flavor, right? But it's definitely one of those instrumentals that not every artist could hop on, right? Like what these two did on this was very specific, and I don't think every artist has the ability to, catch a flow and write to it, like certain beats are just not for certain artists, and this is one of the ones that, typically could be a little bit more challenging for the average artist, right? And I feel like they both knocked it out of the park. So I love the choice. And of course, obviously Ghost came through. Mix is always on point. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing I would like really change as far as the instrumental mix goes, right? Very crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. No gripes there. Definitely no gripes. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, melodies are up there for me, but the drums are up there too. I think I'm gonna go melodies on this one, man. I think I'm gonna go melodies for sure. I think I'm gonna go melodies 100%. I mean, drums are definitely a close second, but structure's up there too. Structure's definitely like really underrated here, but I'm gonna go with the melodies. Melody Carried, I gotta admit, I fuck with it a lot. 100%. So, instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, fantastic. As far as quality goes, nothing to really gripe about, right? Levels are solid. Both of them sound really, really like crisp and clean and clear. Nothing that I would like really gripe about when it comes down to the mix, right? But definitely not the vocal mix. I feel like the vocals are right where they need to be, 100%. Especially as far as like levels and like volume goes, right? But vocal mix definitely up there for sure. Vocal shining star. Interesting. You know, Flow and Cadence and Delivery is up there for me, but I can't lie. Laveri's and Go Get a Check, I feel like they both nailed their writing here. I feel like they wrote their ass off and they slid on this, right? I mean, you know, Flow and Cadence and Delivery is one thing, but some of the writing on here was just like, you know, you have to spin it back, you know, because sometimes you'll miss a bar or you'll miss a lyric here or there and you'll be like, wow, like that was fucking clever. You know, it's definitely one of those songs. So I'm going to go writing and lyrics for this one. For sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. I love this cover. Love this cover. I didn't get a chance to really speak about it the last time because we've only reacted to it like once, right? But this is a very Laveri's type cover, you know, and I love like the crayon kind of charcoal feel to this, or even just like chalkboard, you know what I mean? Like that chalkboard kind of feel, and it definitely has that project kind of feel to it, 100%. Simple but very effective, and I think a lot of the feel in it is through the textures and it's through the aesthetic of it, you know what I mean? Like you can really feel this one. So for an EP, I like it a lot. I mean, it could work for a single too, but I feel like for a project, this is one that is going to good use for sure. So I like this one, definitely. Overall theme, espresso. I mean, pretty self-explanatory, right? There was a few espresso lines in there, but this isn't one where I dig super deep for a theme. This is one where I feel like Laveri's and Go Get a Check were able to really show off their lyrical and writing ability. You know what I mean? So definitely not one you want to dive into super deep theme-wise, but definitely one that you want to appreciate lyrically for sure. So well done. Well done. Huge shout out to Laveri's. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to Laveri's YouTube channel, man. They're approaching 1.1K over there on the tube. And of course, make sure you go follow Laveri's on Twitter as well. They're only 8 followers away from 140, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. The Prod Smash melody. I still hear. Yeah, right. Exactly, goes. Exactly. For sure. Yep. I agree. Definitely one of those tracks that you just have to spin back, you know. But last but certainly not least, our final patron of the night, the homie Jordan. And again, another artist that has been on a run this summer, especially recently with Not Now and Busy, their recent project, man. They came through with a Music Mondays exclusive music video that actually dropped this previous Friday. So let's go check it out, man. Now, Jordan, obviously being a very, very talented hip-hop and alternative artist, producer, designer, engineer, all the above. Like I said, they've been on a run, but this one actually premiered on the Music Mondays YouTube channel this past Friday. So I'm down. Let's hop right into it. Jordan Power, official music video. Let's go. This one is crazy.
Right. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's try this. Trying to take a little power back. Can use a little power nap. I've been pressing too much for the wage. When I tell it like it is, let me know if it sounds bad. Find the range that I put away. Down deep for another
Damn.
I'm gonna try this part. But I'm focused and chasing what runs from me. I'm digging deeper now, what's underneath. I can't even sleep in this economy. I like to change how it's gotta be. I like the rain, now it's calming me. Times change, see the fallen leaves. World's insane, what should I believe? If it's worth the same, save my time for me. They try to tell me how my life should be. They try to tell me something I don't need. They need my vote, they need my belief. But if I give you power, then you owe me things. Try to take a little power back.
Oh man.
I've been risking too much for the rage when I tell it like it is. Let me know if it sounds bad. Found that rage that I put away. Down deep for another day. Found peace when I stepped away. And one piece still felt like a special day. Count blessings 2 times when it seemed this way. Try to take a little power back.
That power nap line is gonna be stuck in my head, bro. That power nap line is gonna be stuck in my head, bro. I love that. Well fucking done. Well done. We got Sam's Raps in the chat. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. Hope y'all are well. Hope you're well too. Making flatbread in preparation for Love Island reunion. Let's go. A little chill Monday night. A little flatbread. I'm down. I'm down. Shit. I'm definitely down. Count me in. But yeah, super well done, man. Super fucking well done. And one of the more chill music videos that, again, you know, is fully DIY, but Jordan made the most of it on this one. You know, like they really made the most of it. So, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about 3 things. So we're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the official music video for Power. So, instrumental, obviously Prod Jordan. What a great way to use this sample. And you know, you guys know how I am with the whole sample sort of deal, right? Like sometimes it's pretty easy to like overuse samples. This is one where I feel like it was good to just use it as a big part of the instrumental. So I like that a lot about this. But the mix is solid. Nothing super crazy. Nothing I would like ultimately change on this. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. I like the sound selection. Jordan sounds great on it. Drums still knock. Yeah, nothing really to like super gripe about when it comes down to the instrumental mix. Definitely not. Instrumental Shining Star though. I do like the drums a lot, but the sample is so iconic. I feel like the sample is like, you could really fucking, really like, it just gets stuck in your head, you know what I mean? So, I'm gonna go with the sample on this one. I like how Jordan utilized this for sure. I'm gonna go with the sample, 100%. So, instrumental solid, definitely the sample. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, absolutely fucking fantastic, to be honest with you. Nothing that I would like ultimately change. You know, quality's great. Levels are good. Drums cut through nicely. Nothing that I would like ultimately change it. It has that good like raw Jordan feel to it, especially for a track like this. But still crisp, still clean, still hits the nail on the head, so to speak, right? So vocal mix definitely solid. Vocal Shining Star, on the other hand, I think I'm gonna go writing and lyrics on this one. But the hook is fucking crazy too. I really like the hook. It's probably one of my favorite Jordan hooks on the Not Now I'm Busy album. But I think writing and lyrics in general though kind of takes the cake here. Yeah, I'm gonna go writing and lyrics for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely a sample. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk about the official music video. So again, Jordan's been king when it comes down to these DIY videos, other than like a few other artists that we see here on the show. But when it comes down to Jordan, they have like some of these really solid fucking ideas. And this one is so unique because it has this like performance vibe to it, but it's so blacked out and it's so like, it almost looks like Jordan's like in a club almost, you know what I mean? Like it really does look like a performance video, you know? So that's what I think was really solid about this concept, is Jordan just got loose and let it fucking fly. You know what I mean? Like they just let it fly. And it turned out really well, you know? And the editing on this, I think, is probably the shining star, you know? Because the concept's simple, it's great, it's clean, but like just having the concept alone wasn't going to be enough. And I feel like Jordan nailed it when it came down to their editing and how this really panned out here. I really like the blacked out background and how Jordan's almost like glowing throughout the whole music video, right? So editing here, definitely the shining star, 100%. Well done, my friend. Huge shout out to Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission. Much love. Make sure you go sub to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you want to see more fantastic music videos like that. And of course, make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter as well. They're only 9 followers away from 430, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird at My Friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you guys. Even if you're just dropping likes, dropping comments, or you're just watching the videos, we appreciate you, my friends. Thank you. So, let's continue on. All right. So, that takes care of all of our Patreons for the night. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays Patrons. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight. TDG, Laveries, Jordan, King Mark, Kruker, Ryuki, literally everybody else over there on the Music Mondays Patreon. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. Much love. It is always appreciated. But, continuing on to the rest of the community submissions, my friends, let's keep this ball rolling. So, up next, we have the homie, Sam's Raps. Now, Sam's Raps, again, hot fucking summer for, like, a lot of the Music Mondays community, and Sam's Raps included. They came through with another track from the Moss. Now, of course, Sam's Raps being a very talented hip-hop artist, came through with, again, like I said, another track from the Moss and the Sauce. The Moss and Me. The Moss and Me, yeah. So, actually, hold on. Let's back it up here. So, this is track 6. And we only have 2 tracks left. But we've reacted to everything prior to this. And so far, this project is probably, the definition of, like, a good summer project. You know what I mean? Definitely, 100%. And this one has a Morning Run as well, so let's get into it. Morning Moss, Sam's Raps, let's go. Wow.
Who else delivered deliverance on sight? Skull of a skeleton with a cigarette on the mic. I'm a bigot to bigots getting in physical bar fights. I drink, I smoke blunts and listen to Sean Price. A small slice.
Okay.
All I'm asking for is the pie. Pardon the jargon, this phenomena is hard to describe. I shifted consciousness and consequently caught a new vibe. It's $1 million a hellfire shot to the sky. Children cover their ears, parents blocking their eyes. It's not a damn thing stopping the tide. I've been constantly high, navigating this apocalypse.
Holy shit.
It's ready, I'm sharpening mine. Lush green foliage, eyes like Soviets. I'm known for pushing Sisyphean boulders up and over shit. Working hands made the most of it. Whole world caught fire is good, man sat motionless. Yeah.
Yo, hey yo, I puff Moss, run smoke pot, both got sauce. Nobody care, we try to get in how we fit in like it's musical chairs. Make it room for us to move with all the usual flair. Catching the groove with a snare, the noose we use and repair. If you put your heads together, 2 of you could just share. Dilute the humans with spares and tell them youth isn't fair. Soon as you get used to it, you're stuck in a chair.
What the fuck? And it just cuts off? No way. That's one of the ones where you're like, bro, this has to keep going. You know what I mean? It's definitely one of those tracks for sure. Wow, well done. Everybody fucking slid on that. That was insane. From production to the verses, Jesus. Yeah, that's got to be a highlight of the project, right? I mean, Morning Moss sticks out like a sore thumb here. My God. And the rest of the project is so top tier too. So me saying that's fucking insane, right? But, Morning Moss, man, wow. That one fucking nailed it for me. 100%, that fucking nailed it. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about 3 things. That was so good. I agree, Ghost. That was fucking crazy. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Morning Moss. So, instrumental. Uggy on production. Fantastic, to be honest with you. It has that Sam's Raps flavor, like this is almost a Sam's Raps type beat, if you will. But I love the choice. The mix is solid. Nothing like super clashy to overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately change on the mix like whatsoever. Everything from the Moss and Me and Sam's Raps in general is so like well done that, you gotta expect a solid mix, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here. But again, a very consistent mix when it comes down to their instrumentals and their vocals in general, right? But yeah, so instrumental mix solid. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand. Damn. Instrumental Shining Star here. You know, I kind of want to say the drums. The drums keep up a really good pace, and the drums really, really keep up like a good rhythm almost, right? So I'm gonna go with drums on this one. But melody's a close second, but I like the drums on this. I like the drums for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix again per usual, especially with Sam's raps. Fantastic. Nothing super clashy to overbearing. Nothing that you would really, want to grab about at all. You know what I mean? But again, something I always want to point out for anybody new here. But Sam's raps and crew always have a very very consistent mix when it comes down to their tracks in general, right? But vocal mix solid. Vocal Shining Star. I'm gonna have to go writing and lyrics again. I'm not gonna lie. The writing and lyrics were fucking crazy. I do love the flow and cadence from both of them, but the writing and lyrics just fucking clear here. Like, both of their verses were so well done. So well done. And I actually like these two as a duo as well, right? Like, Morning Run is like a really solid, like, yin to Sam's raps yang, if you will, right? Just a very like yin and yang kind of feel. But yeah, writing and lyrics for sure. Definitely writing lyrics. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the writing and lyrics. Let's talk theme, The Moss and Me. Of course, you guys know how I feel about this cover. But again, just to go over it again really quickly, this is like the definition of like a summer cover for me, and I always say that it reminds me of like my grandmother's house, or like, one of those flowers that you see like in like a garden that's actually fucking taken care of. You know what I mean? But I love the simplicity of it, and then of course Sam's raps in the bottom mid, The Moss and Me at the top mid, and then you have the seal in the bottom right. I feel like they fucking nailed it for this one, man. I feel like they fucking nailed it. This is personally one of my favorites. I like the simplicity of it a lot. But aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme here, Morning Moss. I mean, the title obviously is a play on, the rest of the titles from The Moss and Me, right? But Morning for Morning Run, which I think was a really cool shout out here too. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of a play on words there. But this is one where I definitely wouldn't dive super deep for a theme here. This is one where you just got to really, really appreciate Morning and Sam's raps lyrical and writing ability here for sure. So super well done. Super well done. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow Sam's Raps on Spotify. And, of course, make sure you go follow Sam's Raps on Twitter, by the way. They are approaching 1.2K on the Bird apps. Make sure you go show them some love on Twitter. And, of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And, of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz. All right, what's good? How are you, my friend? Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Let's get it. Hope you're well, my friend. So yeah, make sure you go sub to the channel, man. We upload 2 times per week, per usual. But if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. So, up next would be the homie TDG, but we already reacted to TDG earlier in the show, so definitely go check out the beginning of episode 240 and go show TDG some love. Up next is the homie Thomas Marcus. Now, it's been a couple of weeks since we heard from Thomas, but we've only gotten like 2 submissions from Thomas this year, so I'm really excited to see what Thomas has been up to in the big 2025. But Thomas Marcus, a very, very talented producer, sent in Certainty from YouTube. I'm down. Let's pop it open a new tabaroonie. Give a quick little pause here. Let's go full volume. Go 720. One day ago. So this is brand spanking new. Brand spanking new from the homie Thomas Marcus. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it. Thomas Marcus, Certainty. Let's get into it. You can hear the crackle from the guitar. Very light. Hmm. Interesting. Wow. Oh shit. I wasn't expecting to come back in. Wow. Okay. I see the vision. I see the vision. You know, at first I was like, I don't know. And then, like, you know, as the song progresses, you definitely start to see the vision that Thomas had there. Well done. Very well done. Wow. So, obviously no vocals. So, we're going to talk about two things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, and of course, we're going to talk about the overall theme of Certainty. So, instrumental. Instrumental mix, definitely a little shaky, but I mean, obviously that's gonna happen when you record live guitar, right? And then that could be a multitude of things. That could be your interface, that could be just a faulty wire. There's literally so many things that it could be, right? So that'd be the only thing that, you know, that I'd watch out for, like recording loops in the future. Just, you know, make sure everything's, you know, tight and ready to go, essentially, right? But outside of that, nothing to super gripe about, to be honest with you. Nothing like super clashy, too overbearing. Drums were very simple. Melodies were like the star of the show here. Levels were good. Nothing that would like really change, right? But the instrumental shining star, 100% the melodies, for sure. Like, it has to be the melodies, no doubt. You know, Thomas is a really good guitar player, and their melodies are a big part of their music, and I feel like they fucking nailed this one, for sure. So, definitely melodies here, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. So a very interesting cover choice here, but simple and straight to the point. I like it a lot, you know, and the colors definitely give a very like Thomas Marcus sort of theme here. So I'm gonna go with like it's a really solid choice, to be honest with you. It's a really fucking solid choice. Simple but straight to the point, and definitely feels like how this song sounds. You know what I mean? It definitely has that that sort of aesthetic with it. But for a single, I like it. For a single, I definitely like it, 100%. It's nice, you know what I mean? And it fits Thomas's like aesthetic, so to speak, right? And it fits their music more importantly. But aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, certainty. It definitely does have that like futuristic, like think about the future but not really worry about it, and just kind of like live in the moment kind of feel, you know. So I feel like certainty was a really solid title choice here, and it's nice to see Thomas coming back here on the show and dropping some banger instrumentals on us. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Thomas Marcus. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to Thomas Marcus, man. They're approaching 1.1k on the tube. And of course, make sure you go follow Thomas Marcus on Twitter. They are only 4 followers away from 70, so make sure you go show them some love over there on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you, my friends. So, following Thomas Marcus up next would be the homie Laveries, but we've already reacted to Laveries earlier in the show because they are a Music Mondays Patreon. So definitely go show some love to Laveries and check out the top of episode 240. Following the homie Laveries up next is the homie Ghost. Now, Ghost has been on a fucking generational run, just like the rest of the community, man. Their summer has been fucking hot, especially with all their unreleased instrumentals that we've been reacting to. But Ghost, a multi-genre producer, artist, designer, engineer, all the above, right? Ghost just came through with a little Untitled. I'm down. Shit. A little Untitled here? Okay. So, brand new Ghost. Completely unreleased. No title. Very rare. Let's get into it. We don't know what we're going to get. I mean, who knows? Not the piano. Oh, shit. Little surprise. Oh, my. Okay. Wow. Wow.
Up, double up the double shots. Text you out some messages, delete them for the line is crossed. You act like I'm the worst, like what I do to set you off. Didn't wanna drink this much, didn't wanna think this much. I don't think I've said enough to let you know that you're the one. At this point there's no way out, stuck in hell all by myself. If you think the space will help, I'll make this toast out to your health. Glory nights up in nauseous, calling out for you, it don't make sense.
Wow.
The way you left got me losing breath, stuck inside the past historians. I guess that this is history. I don't think you understand the way that this is hitting me. I don't need for days on end and hardly find the strength to speak. When I find the words, I'll tell you that you're dead to me. I don't really mean it, but I think that it might help the grief. Ain't like you want anything to do with me. Guess I'll be the enemy if it helps you find your peace. Nights up in nauseous, calling out for you, it don't make sense. The way you left got me losing breath, stuck inside the past historians. Demeanor shift, but words still stick. Keep you in my mind, in my heart won't fit.
Great fade out too. Well done. Wow. Wow. Well fucking done. Holy shit. Love the beat, not gonna lie. Old internet money type beat. Yeah, no, for sure. Good lord, you guys snapped on this. I mean, man, I don't even know where to start. There's so many things that I want to say about this. All right. So, for one, I definitely wasn't expecting vocals. You're right. So it definitely was a little surprise for sure. But we're gonna talk about three things here. So we're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this Untitled Ghost collab. Prod Ghost, of course. Instrumental, I'm a huge fan of. Like off rip, I wasn't expecting vocals, so I was like locked in on the instrumental, and I knew it was gonna be a fucking banger for sure. So instrumental, really solid. Mix, even more solid, to be honest with you. I mean, Ghost doesn't really have a sketchy mixing style or anything like that. Like, even when they're producing for other artists, or maybe they're just putting out regular instrumentals, their mix is always on point, man. Nothing super clashy to overbearing. I love the sound selection. Nothing I would, like, ultimately switch up on this. Not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out for anybody new here, right? So, Ghost coming through with another very consistent mix when it comes down to the instrumental, for sure. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, I love the drums, though. I was gonna say the melody, but the fucking drums are crazy. Yeah. I'm big on the drums, I won't lie. Yeah. Huh. Melody's up there, man, but the drums are just... Drums took over on this one. I love the drums, so let's go drums on this, for sure. Instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. So, vocal mix, I love personally. Like, there are some people that don't like this style of vocals, or even just the style of music, right? But that's more of a preference thing. But as far as like quality goes, I enjoy these a lot. These are the type of vocals that are raw and in your face, but they're not like too raw. You know what I mean? They hit like a nice sweet spot. So I mean, it checks all the box for me, man. Like, I really, really fuck with this vocal mix for sure. And again, quality's great, levels are solid, nothing super clashy to overbearing, nothing I would like ultimately change, especially even on like the more melodic parts. I feel like it was fucking like on point. It was definitely on point. So, yeah, no gripes with the vocal mix on this one, at least in my opinion. So, vocal mix definitely solid. Vocal Shining Star. Throughout the track, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be writing, you know what I mean? But I think by the end, I think the hook got caught in my head for sure. The hook is fucking catchy. The hook is definitely catchy. It's one of those hooks that like you think about long after the song is over. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with the hook on this one. Definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme. Obviously unreleased, so no cover art or anything like that. And of course untitled, but it definitely has all the boxes for like one of those it's bouncy, it's flavorful, and like Ghost said in the chat, the hook is catchy, right? And it's very relatable, right? And then even if you're not like really relating to the lyrics, it's one of those songs that you can even jam out to just because it is so catchy and bouncy. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is a duo I'd like to see work together a lot more, for sure. Definitely. Well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to the homie Ghost. Thank you so much for the submission. Much love. Make sure you go follow Ghost on Twitter, by the way. They are only 6 followers away from 540. Make sure you go show them some love on the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. We have a lot of stuff together. Oh, yeah, we need to listen to more of that on the show. We definitely need to listen to more of that on the show. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. Well done, my friend. Well done. Alrighty, chat. So we're about halfway through the show, so you guys know the dealio, man. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. I'm gonna need all you guys to get up, go stretch your legs, go get a drink of water, maybe go walk the dog, maybe go take a smoke break or a bathroom break or anything like that. And when we return, we'll dive right back into the rest of our community submissions, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back with episode 240 of the Music Mondays podcast. Coming out, don't worry. Oh, I'm down. I'll be here, Ghost. I'll fucking be here for that. That's a fact, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Music Mondays podcast, episode 240. Hope you had a good break. Hope you're back and chilling, but it is time to get into the rest of our submissions tonight. So up next is the homie Offspring Mysterious, a multi-talented producer, writer, designer, engineer, all the above, editor, has been killing it with their YouTube game recently, especially with their Walking Onslaught series. So this week they submitted Flying H2O. Let's pop it open. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. All right, let's go 720. W description. Got the links per usual. Offspring has some of the best descriptions for sure. But let's get into it. Offspring Spheres, Flying H2O. Let's go. Dialing on. Damn. That was a crazy angle. That was genius. Sauce on him. Great sauce on him. Unbelievable. That shit went soaring, holy fuck. Dude, the editing on this one is crazy. He's going long. Going long. The jump catch was crazy. Huh. Offspring is comedy, man. Offspring really went all out. You're not winning facts, Offspring. Welcome. Happy Monday. Hope you're well. And you're spitting facts, though. That's true. They hit with that Naruto one. It's over, bro. It's over. You might as well not even race. What the fuck? Oh my god. That is comedy, what? Yo. We got a little bit of everything in this one. Holy shit. We got a little bit of everything in this one, man. Especially like, you know, with some of the art breakdowns, it's like, you know, you wonder like how a lot of these cover arts come to life, right? So it's one of those things at the end there that we got like a little bit of a treat, right? And usually like that's how they all end off, but this one I feel like we got a little bit of everything in this one, man. Well done. Well fucking done. Shining Star here. Very interesting. So I'm torn between two things, right? Because I love the concept. I love the kind of like outdoor aspect that we're getting back into now with Offspring. But I think the editing here was also really fucking crazy because there's some angles in here that we have never seen before. And you can just tell that Offspring is getting a little bit more creative. So I think for that reason, I'm going to go with the editing on this one. You know, filming like just different angles and like putting the camera on the floor and then jumping over the camera. Like there's a lot of small stuff in here that I think Offspring did different, but it worked out so well. You know what I mean? It worked out so well. So again, keep cooking on those angles and a lot of those kind of shots, you know what I mean? Like it's definitely improving. It's definitely fucking improving. Like that shot specifically, that's the one right there that made me say, okay, Offspring's getting a little artsy with it now. We're getting artsy with it. I was like, okay, that's a good fucking angle. So yeah, no, for me, the editing, definitely 100%. 100%. Well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Offspring Mysterious. Make sure you go sub to their YouTube channel, man. They're only 10 subs away from 250, so make sure you go show them some love on the tube. And of course, make sure you go follow Offspring Mysterious on Twitter. They are 4 followers away from 820, so make sure you go show them some love on the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week. Every Thursday, every Saturday, full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, all the good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Getting creative, fuck with it now. Yeah, no, yeah, facts. Getting a little artsy with it. Yeah. I agree. Get a little artsy with it, man. Alrighty, my friends. So we left off with the homie Offspring Mysterious. Up next is the homie Absolno. Now, Absolno, a multi-genre producer, came through with a brand new track titled Like Water. Wow, okay, I'm down. Yeah, because it's been a couple weeks since we heard from the homie Absolno, man. It's been a couple weeks, so I'm down. I'm down. Oh, we got the little unreleased treatment as well. Shit, I'm down. Let's get into it. Brand new Absolno, Like Water, completely unreleased Music Mondays premiere. Let's go. Oh, that's cold. Wow. Wow. Holy shit. Structure's great too. Structure's really solid. Damn. Oh shit. Yeah, no, that was cool. That was fucking cool. Holy shit. The level up that Absono has had over the last like year or so is pretty crazy. You know what I mean? Like some of the instrumentals that they were making like a year or two ago compared nothing to this. You know what I mean? So they've improved like on just so many fronts. On so many fronts. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. That was good. I agree. Definitely. We're gonna talk about two things because obviously no vocals. We're gonna talk about the instrumental and talk about the overall theme of Like Water. So, let's talk mix. Mix is fucking fantastic actually, especially with how much is going on in this instrumental. I feel like the mix is very much on point. Nothing super clashy, too overbearing. Nothing I would like really tweak about here at all. You know what I mean? I love the sound selection, and like I said, with as many sounds as there are in this instrumental, the mix is fucking great. You know what I mean? The mix is absolutely great. So, definitely no gripes with the instrumental mix. Instrumental Shining Star, on the other hand, that's where we will be having a discussion. So, there's a lot I like about this. Drums are up there, melodies are up there. Sound selection is definitely up there. I love the sound selection. Structure for sure. But, man, it's kind of hard to say drums because the melodies put in work too. So for this one, I think I'm gonna go with structure, just of how it's structured out and like how the instrumental progresses throughout the whole song. I feel like it's fantastic. So let's go structure. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. Yeah, no, Ghost, you literally took the words out of my mouth. 100%. 100%. Yep. But instrumental Shining Star, definitely structure. Let's talk theme. Obviously unreleased, so we just have the default Epsono logo as the cover. But of course, as it gets released, I'm sure that'll change. Like Water, though, it does have that like cloud rap, cloud trap, almost like really chill vibe. So it is a very like water-like instrumental, 100%. It's definitely hard hitting, but it's very relaxing. You know, so I feel like Epsono definitely nailed it when it comes to the title, for sure, 100%. But well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Epsono. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Epsono on SoundCloud. And of course, make sure you go follow Epsono on Twitter as well. They are only 3 followers away from 350. So make sure you go show them some love on the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Alright, my friends. We left off with the homie Absono. Up next is the homie Most Dope Kimon. Now, again, Kimon is another artist, much like a few others in the community that we spoke about tonight, that's on a fucking summer tear. They are literally running through summer. Visuals, singles, projects, collab. Kimon is coming through with it all, man. Literally coming through with it all. But Kimon, a very talented hip-hop artist, came through with Love Too Hard. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So what one did we leave off at? Because we did Balenci Slides and the music video. I think we did Love Too Hard. And we did March Madness. I think Traded on Me is a safe bet. I don't know if we did Never Played It Safe. But I think Traded on Me. Yeah. Yeah, let's go Traded on Me, because I don't think we've reacted to this one. Oh yeah, no way. No, we have not. I'm down. Let's get into it. This is from Kimon's latest project, Love Too Hard. Traded on Me. Let's get into it. Interesting instrumental choice. Wow. Okay. Damn, okay. I love the instrumental choice. Very lavish. Well done. Well done. That was fucking great. This one definitely stands out on this project so far. Traded on Me is really, really crazy. Alright. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here, obviously. So we're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Traded on Me. So, instrumental, like I said, I love the choice. You know, again, Kimon picks these instrumentals that are so specific, you know, and it really, like, it's such an interesting flavor that, you know, again, certain artists just like certain instrumentals, and Kimon obviously has a flavor, right? But when it comes down to their choices, man, like, they pick some really interesting instrumentals, and not for, like, any other reason for them being just kind of difficult for other artists, you know, and Kimon really comes through and just slides on most stuff, so, I love the choice, but, instrumental mix, solid, nothing super clashy, too overbearing, nothing I would, like, ultimately change on this one. Mix is definitely up there. Shining Star, drums are a big part of this one, you know, I feel like melody could get overlooked here, but I will say drums. I definitely will say drums, 100%. Drums are definitely a shining star on this instrumental, for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. I love the vocal mix, especially when it comes down to the quality and, like, some of the more melodic parts of this track here. I feel like Kimon definitely fucking nailed it. You know what I mean? They really, really fucking nailed it. You know, their mix is very consistent across all instrumentals and styles and things like that, but this one has a little bit more ad-libs. This one has just a little bit more muscle behind it, and I feel like you can notice it a little bit more too. So, vocal mix definitely on point. Vocal shining star. I was gonna say writing and lyrics, but I think the vocal shining star, to be completely real with you, is the flow and cadence and delivery. The flow and cadence and delivery throughout this whole track is like it just like it pulls you into the song. You know what I mean? So definitely flow and cadence and delivery, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. I spoke a little bit about this aesthetic or this cover not too long ago. But again, it's so project worthy, and it gives me this like 2014 Tumblr kind of vibe that like is so like back rooms and shit. You know what I mean? Like it gives me one of those vibes. So whoever made this, I feel like they did a really, really good job. And again, definitely project worthy, but it has that Kimon uniqueness to it. You know, it's not really trying to like, you know, be like any other cover. It's not trying to like do like, you know, forced aesthetics or anything like that. This is like perfect for Kimon, you know. So aesthetics on point, absolutely. Overall theme traded on me. You know, there's a couple of lines that Kimon has towards the end, you know, about people trading on you and whatnot, but this is definitely not one that I would look super deep for a theme for. You know what I mean? This is one where I definitely enjoy Kimon's sound and writing and lyrics here for sure. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Amosto Kimon. Make sure you go sub to them on YouTube. They've been killing it over there as well. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They're only 6 followers away from 30, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it, baby. Alrighty, my friends. Let's continue on. So, up next is actually a first-time submitting artist by the name of K-More. Welcome, my friend. Artist, and okay, good bio, W bio. We love that. We love that. And this is a first-time submitting artist, so we don't know what to expect here. So, obviously, we're going to keep an open mind and see what we got here. I'm down. Let's see. Got K-More, Summer. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it. First time submitting artist, K-More. Summer, let's go.
Yeah, I came with summer like, came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer like, came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer like, came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer like the heat. Quick burner, mama hating cause it reeks.
Okay.
In the belly of the beast and it's deep. Aim, you ain't ready, hit the belly when I teep. Arm stretched back for the reach. In the tundra and the sea, searching for humanity, searching for the birds and the bees. Reason why I stay with the trees, still counting for the G's. Feel broader than a mountain by the beach. My wrist teach a lesson for the reach. They talk about a weapon for the meek, it could happen in a week. They looking for a blessing when I speak. If you ain't certain it's defeat. My girls got magenta from the knees to the feet. It's off-white season, you can feel it on your teeth. Give a shout to all my people from the west to the east. Summertime, that's why I gotta preach. Game's on, you should watch for a pick. I'm posted every time, run around for a 3. Weaving through the traffic, please don't step on my Adidas. Smooth game, top fitness, you lost and you conceded. My rookie card show there ain't no weakness. Hit me on the phone if you try to go along with things that we did. You know I hardly talk, what's the meeting? All juice, Michael Keaton. Hey, came in summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer like. Came with summer like, yeah, I came with summer.
Well done. That was a crazy first time submission. Well done. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. All right, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're talking about 3 things here. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of Summer. So, instrumental, very chill, very boom bap, lo-fi-ish. Definitely has that like classic but more like modern feel. So I like the choice a lot. But the mix is solid, nothing super clashy to overbearing, nothing I would like ultimately change. I love the sound selection. Drums keep up the pace a lot. Nothing that like really sticks out to me quality wise anyway, you know what I mean? So instrumental mix definitely solid. Instrumental shining star though. Probably the melody. I think the melody is coming through and bringing like a lot of those summer vibes here for sure. Drums are up there. I like the structure too, but I think we're gonna go melody on this one for sure, just because it brings the energy, you know. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. vocal mix. Again, crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. Nothing like super overdone or anything like that. Nothing super clashy. Quality's good, levels are good. Nothing I would like ultimately change with the vocal mix. I mean, especially like for this style, you don't want to go super crazy, right? But levels are good, quality was good. Nothing to like really gripe about when it comes down to the vocal mix at all either, you know. So really, the mix in general was really solid. Um, so vocal mix solid, vocal shining star. You know, I was kind of torn between writing and flow and cadence and delivery, but now I'm thinking back on it, I think flow and cadence and delivery. I think the flow really like stole the show on this song. So let's go flow and cadence and delivery on this one. Instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. I love this cover. This is like one of those like collage ones that I always talk about, except it's way more detailed. This is one of the ones where it's simple but very, very effective. And the more you look at it, the deeper it gets. You know what I mean? So it's perfect for a single. 100% perfect for a single. So aesthetics definitely on point. 100%. Overall theme, summer. Kmart definitely came through on that summer theme. I won't lie. You know, watching the game, you know, it felt like a summer track. You know, a nice East Coast 85-degree day, not a cloud in the sky kind of feel. That's what this song feels like. So I feel like they definitely nailed the summer theme here for sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. Fantastic first time submission. Huge shout out to Nolby Kmart. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, and of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are quite literally 9 followers away from 790. So make sure you go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and all that good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Well done. That was a great first time submission, man. Let's see here. So last but certainly not least, because we've already reacted to the homie Jordan, if you'd like to see us react to Power, definitely go check out the beginning of the Music Mondays podcast, episode 240. But our last submission of the night is the homie A Groovy Mind, a multi-genre producer, came through with a track titled From the Ground, Get Up. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so it's been a little bit since we heard from The Groovy Mind, man. Definitely been a little bit. Let's pop this open a new tab. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. I'm down. Let's get into it. A Groovy Mind, From the Ground, Get Up. These have been so good. Yeah, it was a great night tonight. Great night tonight. Whoa. Okay. Structure's great. Damn. Okay, Groovy Mind. Okay, I see the vision here. I see the vision here. I think one thing that really made this like super enjoyable was the structure. You know what I mean? The structure is super well laid out. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So obviously no vocals. We're gonna talk about two things here. We'll talk about the instrumental. Talk about the overall theme of From the Ground. Get Up. Yeah, it does have that like get up and go, almost like 80s synth gym music kind of vibe, you know what I mean? So it definitely had that like get up and go kind of feel there for sure. But mix was great, nothing super clashy, too overbearing. I like the sound selection. As much as there was going on in here, I don't feel like it affected the mix whatsoever. Levels were good, quality was solid, nothing like I said too overbearing or anything like that. So instrumental mix is definitely solid. Instrumental Shining Star on the other hand, definitely a structure, 100%. Especially for like a 4+ minute track, you gotta have a structure that's always evolving and, you know, staying the same at the same time, if you know what I mean, right? So it's one of those things where structure is super fucking important, and I feel like a Groovy Mind fucking nailed it. So structure here all day, easily, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Overall theme, aesthetics. So we have the Groovy Mind profile picture here, which obviously just defaults like that, right? So aesthetics definitely on point, obviously, for just a single, right? And then overall theme, like I said, it does have that like gym 80s like get up and go synthwave kind of feel to it, you know, obviously much more modern, but it does take from those cadences and the bounciness of it, right? So I feel like a Groovy Mind definitely nailed it 100%. So well done, my friend, well done. Huge shout out to a Groovy Mind. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Reverb Nation, and of course make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are only 2 followers away from 930, so make sure you go show them some love on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 330 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, all that good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. All right, my friends, that does take care of all of our submissions tonight. So let's close it out. Let's give some shout outs. Let's show some love and all that good jazz-rooney before we send her off here, my friends. So first off, huge shout out to everybody in the motherfucking chat tonight. You guys are wonderful. Even if you're just alert and chilled, I appreciate you. Thank you. Huge shout out to Ghost, Sam's Raps, Ara, Offspring, and anybody else that came through and lurked and chilled, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting Music Mondays. So, let's see here. Let's give some shout outs here to the rest of these submissions as well. WStream, definitely WStream, 100%. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays patrons. Huge shout out to Jordan, Laveries, TDG. Huge shout out to King Mark, Ryuki, and the homie Kruger. Thank you guys so much for being Music Mondays patrons. We love and appreciate you. Huge shout out to everybody that did submit tonight. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps, TDG, Thomas Marcus, Laveries, Ghost, Offspring, Absono, Most Dope Kimon, K-More, Groovy Mind, and the homie Jordan. Thank you guys so much for coming through with submissions and making our show fucking fantastic. Let's get it, baby. Let's see here. So, Battle of the Beats continues, my friends. After the show goes offline, we'll be tweeting out the top 3 artists of tonight's show, and then we'll be continuing on with Battle of the Beats stuff. So, make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you follow us on social media. Stay up to date with all the Battle of the Beats and all of our future events and whatnot, man. So, let's fucking get it. Per usual, submissions will be live for next week's episode of the Music Mondays podcast tomorrow, August 26th. So make sure you come through and follow us on social media to stay up to date when all of our submissions do go live. This episode will be available this Thursday on all audio platforms, and it'll be available on Patreon tonight. So, yeah, make sure you go get that and go show the show some love, my friends. And of course, if you want to stream the Music Mondays podcast, anchor.fm/allmusicmondays. We have all of the episodes uploaded to all audio platforms, so definitely go check those out as well. And of course, like I said, make sure you stay up to date with all the latest Music Mondays jazzaroonies. So make sure you follow us on social media at All Music Mondays, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. We're everywhere. So make sure you follow us on your preferred social media and stay up to date. And like I said, per usual, a huge shout out to everybody that came through and showed love tonight, man. You guys are fucking wonderful. So yeah, that about does it, my friends. That about does it. So, I stream 5-6 days a week, so make sure you come through and come catch a regular stream and come kick it with the kid. And of course, we'll be live next week for episode 241 of the Music Mondays podcast. So huge shout out to everybody that came through, submitted, tuned in, and showed love. Boys, Slaves, make sure you follow, subscribe below, everything linked below, all of our socials, all the good socials linked down below. I love you guys. Take care. Be safe. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you next week for episode 241 of the Music Mondays podcast. Stay safe.